Hello everybody, Evidence here. The problem with religious fundamentalism is religious fundamentalists. It's not that they make funny videos or stupid videos, which they do frequently. It's quite obvious that most of the so-called high YouTubers or Christian YouTubers, for example, with a high number of subscribers, that the amount of subscribers is primarily atheists. And that is because we atheists and secularists, we like to watch those videos. We think it's funny when they make a fool out of themselves. It's not necessarily the case that an atheist has to believe in evolution, even though most of them do, like most of religious people understand and accept evolution too. It's the fundamentalists that makes these outrageous claims, these outrageous comments, videos and comments out of ignorance for the most part, and out of idiocracy in some other cases. And I often wonder, is it okay to mock them and ridicule them, like Richard Dawkins said? And I think for most of the part it's okay, especially the YouTube Christians, because truth to be told, they aren't very smart. At least they don't prove it or show it in their videos. But the downside of mocking them, I'll call them stupid or idiots, like I often do, is that they sort of shut down. They use that as an weapon against you, so to speak. Oh, they just call me stupid and ignorant. They are not interested in debates and whatnot. But it comes a time when you've been shown and proven wrong so many times that it isn't even funny anymore. I mean, most of the videos when I address people, I don't actually speak to the person I address in the video. I more speak to the audience I have, to show them how they can recognize these faults. And primarily I speak to the subscribers, the fundy subscribers, or on the fence subscribers to, let's say, Gman or True Empiricism, because everybody isn't atheist who subscribe to their channel. There are some people who are not sure, on the fence, perhaps vaguely religious, and when they hear the evidence for evolution, for example, for the age of the earth, and they is confronted with the stupidity in the Bible, for example, they just might open their eyes, and that is a good thing. So the problem, as I said, with religious fundamentalism is the religious fundamentalists. Let's take Nephilim Free, for example. I've said this before, and it's crucial, almost, that I say it again. This guy actually believes that the Earth is the center of the universe, and the Sun and all the other planets revolves around the Earth. He shared this view with many other religious fundamentalists. A view that was proven false 500 years ago. And of course, I get it, I understand it. He takes the Bible literally. And he has to defend it on all costs. I mean, for crying out loud, Nephilim free, he actually mentions commas and dots in the Bible. He actually believes the Bible is that correct, even though the King James version doesn't even word for word is the same as you read the Bible in another translation, and especially if you really read it in Swedish or any other language. It's quite hilarious that he actually think that his special interpretation on his language, that God made the dot and the comma on the precise place. It's unbelievable, actually. Amazing. And we have other fundamentalists who actually believe that the Earth is flat, and you can understand that too, four corners of the world and so forth. But the Earth isn't flat. The Earth isn't even round. It's sort of spherical. I think it's the word is spherical in the shape, and the poles are is like you have squeezed the poles together. And you have other people, of course. I mean, take true empiricism, for example. He says he's not a genius when it comes to biology, but he acts like one when he talks to other people. He makes fun of other people, he mocks other people, he makes rebuttals, which isn't actually rebuttals. I mean, for crying out loud, he made a video say, "Evolutionists prove me wrong," or something like that. And the first thing he says in that video is, "Come and prove me wrong, for those who I haven't blocked, of course." And then he laughed. I mean, for crying out loud, you asked for evidence a year ago, and I provided you, and you blocked me like that. What is the point to invite evolutionists, whatever that is, to prove you wrong if you block everyone who proves you wrong? I mean, to me, that is stupid. And if I say that you are stupid for making that error, I think I am correct and entitled to say that you are stupid in that regard. I mean, you made a video right before that one where you said the atheists make all these kind of stupid explanations to avoid the hard questions, and you mentioned the watchmaker incident. I mean, for crying out loud, the watch on the beach is a religious cop-out. I mean, you clearly don't know what you're talking about. And intelligent design has even been proven wrong in a court of law. You say that you don't necessarily represent the Christian God, but you are. The entire argument from ID is that I don't understand this, and science don't have an explanation for it yet, therefore God. That is the entire argument. Unbelievable. And I can't make a video without mentioning Gman. I mean, Gman is the shit. I mean, and he's quite good at it too. I mean, he actually made Matt Dillahunty make a response video to him. of course, Metilahunty destroyed him and made him look like a fool. And Metilahunty, in a nicer way, said things that we already say about Gman. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, Gman is one of the guys that he makes an argument, and we atheists make a rebuttal to that argument, and he actually makes a rebuttal to that rebuttal without even addressing the start point. I mean, take for example, when we make the claim like, okay, you know, how could Adam and Eve understand what or distinguish between false, between wrong or good, false and correct before eating the fruit? It's a fair question. It's a common question, and I know there's a lot of responses to it. But Gman makes the response that I can prove they know good from evil, right from wrong, because after they ate the fruit, they were ashamed. They hid themselves from God. I mean, you fucking moron! That was after they ate the fruit. We were talking about before. I mean, for crying out loud, if you're going to make a rebuttal to something, at least understand the original case. And it's the exact same thing when he talks about his all my prayers is being answered. And I have this prayer journal. And we make the argument, no, that is probably not correct, because you will get the same result if you pray to a stone, which is correct. Either you get yes, no, or later, or whatever, if you pray to stone. And the argument is there probably is no God, so you never get a response. You might think you get a response, because you hear something in your head or something happens that you can categorize into these three categories that makes it so you think that it's actually happened. But you will get the same fucking response to a stone. And this idiot actually makes a rebuttal video to that video, claiming that in that case the stone has to be a god. It has to be all-knowing, all good, and blah, blah, blah. What the fuck are you talking about, you fucking idiot? That is not what we're saying at all. We're saying you get exactly the same three responses, which isn't even responses. Whether you pray to Jesus, God, Allah, Zeus, Odin, Thor, or a stone or a jug of milk. And I know he's seen that video. Exactly the same thing every time. I mean, this guy can't even make a proper rebuttal to rebuttal, because he don't know the prime reason why we make these videos in the first time. And I've seen it in Nephilim Freeze videos. I see it in True Empiricism videos too. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand our rebuttal, and they think they make a point when they don't. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Why was it wrong for me to take the money I found in the safe?
It's wrong because taking something that doesn't belong to you is stealing.
Okay, then call the cops. There are no starving Christians.
What are you talking about? Of course there are starving Christians. They starve and die by the hundreds every day.
Show me one.